Hey guys, this is Darren Benton with Performance Motorcoaches again. We're inside the showroom. We have several Veronas and Valencias here. We also have a Verona LE here that are in line. Just kind of wanted to go over this particular product. The Veronas and the Valencias will all be built on a Freightliner. I will call them all M2s. Basically, it's a regional truck. It's very easy to drive. You can tell they're a little bit lower to the ground, a little bit easier access, and they do have a 55-degree wheel cut. So in comparison to a diesel pusher, these things will turn almost as sharp as a diesel pusher, and of course you get the added benefit, the added safety of having the engine out in front of you. Lots of safety concern. The RV industry as a whole, people really don't think of safety, and the idea back behind the Super Cs and the truck chassis is safety and reliability integrated with just a better built product. We chose the Renegade line simply because we felt it was a better product than anything else out on the market. There's a lot of companies out there that produce a lot of stuff that's really subpar as far as construction. It's been very unique getting these Renegade units because they're clean, there's no screws inside, there's no extra wire and whatnot. They are immaculate. These coaches come to us basically ready to use, and that's something typically not heard of in the RV industry. On the towable stuff, we see it every single day of the week. Just a lot more care and concern into the Renegade line. The Renegade line will obviously have a little bit of a price premium, but there's a lot more product to be had there. There's a lot more resale. So I kind of, basically tell people it's just like, it's like you invest a little bit more money and you get a little more money back out after the fact. We'll kind of go through. We'll talk about each one just really quickly. We're trying to get in here before service shows up, before everybody goes up. This is a 36 VSB Verona, probably by far my favorite unit. Very easy, maneuverable unit, get in and out of places. Great floor plan inside, washer dryer, great colors on it. It turned out great, phenomenal. We've sold a few of the 36 VSBs that are coming down the line, but we do have this one in stock today. Let's go through them really quickly. So basically, we have the Valencia, the Verona, and the Verona LE as far as the way that those packages kind of stack up. This is the midline product right here, but like I said, still by far my favorite. Really nice wood package in it, nothing over the top, great price point on this, and like I said, very easy to drive. I've had some of these used. They take care of themselves really well. It's really pretty cool whenever you see a product that's a few years old and the customer didn't take a beating on, and that's typically not the way it is with the RV industry. Had a customer trade one of these for a show hauler, and really, the customer came out well. The new owner was happy. Retaining resale it's really important for me. I don't want there to be any kind of negative experience with RVs, and that's typically what you get in the RV industry is just horrible resale and marginal build quality. And the Renegade is definitely a difference, so much different than anything else. So kind of go through real quick. Convertible dinette, that is a fold-out couch right there. I've spec'd all the Veronas with the bunk over the top right here. I probably should have got you that earlier. Really easy to be able to get in here, but you still have a true bunk over. These are some of the first units with the bunk over. So you can put two kids up here, you can put adults up here. It's still a nice clean look. This shade is automatic. That's what the consumers had been asking for quite some time, and I was actually a little hesitant to bring the line on because of not having an overhead bunk on the Veronas. You get them on the Valencias on the lower chassis, but you couldn't get them on the Veronas. So to me, this is kind of by far the best unit. Great layout of the dash, very simple to drive. The Verona and the Verona LE will be equipped with an 8.9 liter Cummins. It's a Cummins ISL, so a great power plant. Run this vehicle down the highway 75 miles an hour, no problem whatsoever. and the Valencias will run those down at the very end. The Valencias will be on the S2 RV, so it's an RV specific M2 chassis that they did a few key components to make it more RV friendly, but they're all super easy to drive. Pretty much the layout of the dash will all be the same. Had a larger Garmin GPS and backup monitors built in, but very, very simple to drive. These are air ride seats. Even on the Valencias, they're an air ride seat as well. So nice TVs on either side, entertainment, great layout. This is an all-electric coach, and for this price point, it's pretty rare to find an all-electric coach. So it does have an aqua hot heating system on it, induction cooktop, and the aqua hot serves as your domestic water heater as well. So nice unit to be had. I tell everybody, once you become accustomed to not having to buy propane, you pretty much won't go back. A lot of our consumers, they work hard. They leave later in the evenings and whatnot, and it's really difficult to get propane on the weekends or holidays or anything like that. And having a full diesel coach definitely makes a difference. One of my favorite refrigerators out there, that's a 17 cubic foot Samsung. The 20 cubic foot is basically just has a little bit more depth to it. That's really about the only difference. Lower pull-out pantry right there. Pocket door here. Washer and dryer here. This is basically a split bath right here. So the idea is someone can use the bathroom and then still brush your teeth, vice versa. If someone's in the shower, you can still get your laundry out and such. Being around these coaches, you can see a lot of similarities one versus the other. So you'll actually see this basic bath setup on the coach right next door. Lots of storage here. Got a little piece right here. I guess if you needed to put your kites in there, something really tall, a big giant ladder, maybe fishing rods, that's what it is. 150 gallons of fresh water on all these units, 275 gallon tanks below. Said some of the other stuff. Talked about being able to access it. I'm kind of a weirdo. I like to be able to look at my water tanks, so I definitely like having that. 72-inch wide bed right here, so great for a couple. Even with the overhead bunk, this is still a really nice family unit without any true bunk beds. A lot of people are hesitant to dedicate the space to the bunk bed, so this is still great for either a couple or for a decent family. Even people with grandkids, you don't have to have dedicated spots. Still easy to get in and out of the cab itself with this. Go ahead and cruise next door real quick. Nice baggage doors, same baggage door all the way across the line. You go buy a brand new Icon at $800,000, same baggage door. The Verona and the Verona LE will come with a 20,000 pound hitch. So if you had a small stacker, I don't recommend people buying these things for any kind of major stacker. If you were just like a collector car guy, had two cars, you wanted a smaller stacker, but definitely if you're heavy racer, monster traders, I wouldn't recommend these units. They'll do it, they're rated for it. I just want people to be happy with the unit that they have. So this will be the highest line product on the M2. This is the Verona LE. So basically it's kind of that coach amenities with several additions to it. Notice the entryway will be a little bit different. It's like a solid surface entryway there. This is probably my favorite coach in the LE line. It's a single bath, so it's identical to the bath across the way, but the difference being opposing seating up here. That's, for people that have followed me, that's my push. If you're going to a little bit larger coach, having the opposing seating is so nice. If you put three people in line here and try to have a conversation, it gets really difficult because the guy in the middle is bobbing his head back and forth. You can take four people here and place them out and be able to have a normal conversation. So this is a good coach for people that like to entertain, maybe going to tailgating and such, this is a nice layout right here. The posing seating, posing slides. You do have the televator TV right back there. Easy entry into the cab itself. That's not, you cannot do any kind of sleeping on the Verona LE, but this is more built for couples and such. You could stick a kid there. This will jackknife, so obviously it wouldn't be very long. That'd be for definitely a small kid there. But there is some arrangements here. I chose this coach right here with the recliners in it, but you could do that with a regular flip over bed as well. Come back here. The Verona LE will have tile floors in it as well. There's probably something I should have highlighted on. It's really pretty wild to see the trim work in the Verona LE, even though it's on an M2 chassis. The woodwork, it rivals the Icon. It's actually, I feel the woodwork in this is definitely a step above your Verona Classics. I'm sorry, your Renegade Classics and your Renegade XL. So cool, has the little routed edge right there with the lights and such. Definitely a cool trim package. Backlit in here. Something you really don't see that level of trim work in a coach. Like I said earlier, split bath. The idea, you could shower, brush your teeth, or someone using the restroom here, you can still get your laundry out. Such really not too much difference here. The coach next door, but just get the nicer continued trim all the way around. Pocket doors, and there is a pocket door to isolate this area right here. Renegade does a lot of these pocket doors to isolate this. I guess if you needed to brush your teeth in privacy, perhaps, or I guess if you were getting ready and didn't want to be seen. The Verona LE will have key fobs and a keypad to be able to lock your baggage doors and lock your entry door. We'll come down to the Valencias. We've got 2 Valencias in stock right now. Got some others that are coming down the line. This is a bath and a half unit, which is pretty rare for these units. So same basic cab, but like I said, the Valencias are on an S2RV specific chassis. So it'll be pre-cut from the factory. It'll have a 100-gallon of fuel tank rearwards of the axle instead of dual 50s up front. Freightliner's done a good job, and more horsepower and torque. So 360 horsepower, and I believe it's 860 torque on these. So they're able to get some more horsepower and torque out of them because they know it's going to be more of a RV specific chassis, not a commercial application that's really people are abusing them. So like I said, same 55-degree wheel cut, does a great job. That's a flip over couch right there. Lots of sleeping here. So that's convertible. You got your bed right here that just rolls back and forth. So a ton of sleeping in this coach, and because it is a bath and a half, it'd be great for a larger family. But all these will really go whether you have a couple or with maybe some grandkids. Mostly coaches will go basically allow for kind of deviation. Stacked washer dryer there. Similar bedroom to what you've seen in the past, but they did stack a rear bath on the back of this. Nice wide entry door right here. It's not a super deep bathroom, but because of the larger entry door, it does make a big difference. I'll plop down the toilet here. Plenty of room. All these coaches, they do a good job at designing where you don't sit in here and have to hold your shoulder or anything like that next to a wall or a cabinet or anything. A little bit different, like decor packages on each one of these. I'll be happy to, anybody who wants to talk about these more in depth, be able to talk about the different, decor packages and such. Also different paint packages as well. So we'll plop out of here. All solid surface cabinets. our countertops in these as well. They'll all have 3,000 watt power inverters. And the Valencias will have a 12,000 pound rated hitch on the back of that, whereas the Verona and the Verona LE, the larger chassis with the 8.9 Cummins, the ISL, will have. That's our little mascot right there. His name is Buddy. He's always happy to say hello. We'll come inside here, a little tight. It's a bunk bed model right here. We've always done really well with all of the bunk bed models. It's just, we get racers, we get family, we get grandkids. It's definitely cool to have a bunk bed model. Of course, all these, you know, you can have the larger bunk over there, so you can accommodate a lot of people. But you know, we've had people that have just utilized this solely for storage, so just obviously a matter of preference there. Convertible dinette. Even in the Valencias, they do a great job as far as all the trim work themselves. The drawers, they've gone down to a stapled construction, but nice drawer glides, all solid maple cabinetry throughout. Stacked washer dryer there. You know, really wide coach. You know, there's plenty of room to be able to walk all the way through the coach inside and out. The bunk beds themselves, these are convertible. We have some other units that basically have a face on this that unpins with just 4 pins, and you have doors there. So, you know, if you're like, hey, I really like the layout of this coach, but I just need a ton of hanging storage, this is fully convertible right here. Obviously, on each side of the bed, or each side of your entertainment here, you've got some hanging closets. Got lots of storage here. 72-inch wide bed all the way across the board. These will all be 72-inch wide beds. As far as generator on all the Veronas and Valencias, they'll all be an 8,000 watt Onan diesel. They'll all have 15,000 BTU rooftop air conditioners. The Valencias will be propane heat, and the Veronas and the Verona LEs will all be aqua hot powered. Excuse me. I kind of walk around a little bit, come back up front. Definitely happy to have this line because we've had predominantly the high-end show hauler line. We've not been able to connect with a lot of customers in our area that are asking for more of a price point unit, more of a unit that they can get into. I mean, obviously, $500,000-$600,000 is not something that the average consumer can swallow. But this allows us to give somebody a product, to get them started in the Super C line, and then perhaps upgrade throughout time. So definitely happy to have it. Glad you guys are looking at the videos. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Appreciate it.